Hello everyone and welcome back to the park. Today we have an incredibly self-indulgent piece. I say like everything I do on this channel isn't self-indulgent in some way, shape, or form. Because it's not like anyone actually, has opinions on what I do because no one knows I exist. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled rant. Today it may actually be on target and not about something unrelated. See last video of me drawing Philadelphia Flyers and talking about the NWHL. Also, that was some really good hockey that people should have watched more of. Unfortunately, Anyways, or before that, where I ranted about some convention experiences, specifically how salty I was about parts of them. But today, we may or may not get to any of that, because today, I'm doing fan art for Pitchy Pitchy Pitch / Mermaid Melody, which was a mid to late '80s magical girl anime. But this one was great because this one was about mermaid princesses. So obviously little 12, 13-year-old me adored it. And so what I'm doing today is just incredibly self-indulgent piece of the main character, Lucia, who was the princess of the Pacific Ocean. And since she was the main character, obviously her main color was pink. So the premise of this show is that all of the oceans had a mermaid princess who ruled over them. No, they were not queens. There was a queen of the ocean. I want to say her name was Regina, but I couldn't. It's been a while, and I cannot find this on the internet at all. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm going off of 12, 13, 14-year-old memories, and the second season of this, I legit watched unsubbed. So I couldn't tell you a lot of the little plot details, so I'm I don't know what happened, because But, anyways, so first season, basically. So, first season, I think that, the princess of the Indian Ocean was, missing. So there was, a bit of trying to find her. Turns out she was, evil. Turns out she had, all her clothes were black and her hair was black until she was not evil, in which case she had an epic song where she, faded back into the bright orange, because that was her color. There was... Because they all had their own, theme color, obviously, and it was their hair color, too, with the exception of Lucia, because, again, she was the main character. And They didn't have parents. They appeared out of a seashell or sea foam or something. It hasn't even been a minute. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. When the other one died or whatever. Which was kind of the point of the second season. There was a little baby princess. But I'm pretty sure that Lucia just appeared as a teenager, but maybe I'm wrong, because again, it's been forever. And I cannot find even if I wanted to rewatch it, I'm not sure I could, because I can't find it. But I have some of the manga, but I have I think volumes 4, 2, and 6, I think. I could kind of see my bookshelf from where I am recording this, but I don't feel like getting up. So I know that I don't have 1, 2, and 3. Actually, no, I think it's 4, 7, and 8 or something. Which I've found at half price books and it immediately snatched up because I'm I need these. These are important to me. These are my emotional support, dumb magical girl anime. Anyway, so they are mermaid princesses, and when they're mermaids, they have super duper super long hair, which seems backwards, but whatever. And sometimes they can be humans. I think it's at will, except if they get splashed, they turn back into mermaids, which obviously led to comedy. But they have shorter hair then, because they need to be look human, I guess. And to fight the bad guys, I want to say like one of them was like the Angel Michael or something. Am I mixing this up with Kamikaze Kaito Jane? The other weird magical girl anime I remember watching that no one remembers exists. Maybe I am. Anyways, so when they fight the bad guys, they have to use their magical pearls, which are the source of their powers. And possibly life force question mark? Definitely singing. It definitely helps them sing, because like Lucia gives hers away to like a child that she saves in the waves. Yeah, no, they were babies. I remember she was also a baby, because that's how she meets the love interest, who's kind of evil. Anyways, so they use their magical pearls that again help them sing, and they turn into magical girl idols, and they put on like a music performance. And beat the bad guys that way. It's incredible. I love it. I also love that hand that I just drew. It's like the only thing about this second drawing that I actually like. I finished the first one, and then I didn't like how dynamic it was or wasn't, but was kind of in a strange mood altogether. Just anyways, so I went and did the second one, and then left to do some other stuff, came back to color, and realized that I did not despise the first one like I remembered, so decided to color it because I liked it more than the second, with the exception of that one hand. So yeah, I decided to go with the second one, and went back to the first one, so ignore the second one. That was just kind of like bonus line art, and pretty much did a basic coloring on it. I decided I was being exceedingly lazy, so instead of like approximately guessing colors, I just grabbed a screenshot off of Google search, because again, this thing does not exist, and picked colors off of that. I think this one was actually edited from something, so there's some weird patterns and some of the lines are strange, but did its job. But yeah, so this is actually Lucia's second outfit, because obviously they had to have like a power up for like super special awesome singing in like the second group or whatever, and that was the fancy one, so I went with that. Though I did do a few adjustments for a combination of just style choices and confusion. I think, or maybe not, I cannot tell from the style when exactly her like leotard bodice of the dress is supposed to start. So like I kind of adjusted a few things, and like because I didn't feel like drawing legs that were 12 times her length. It kind of looked awkward. I also just kind of straight up forgot to put in one of the like ruffle layers on the like sleeve things, because I forgot. And again, this was just incredibly self-indulgent. I am sad, I want to do something. And then I went through and used like a red, specifically like the dark pinky red of the ribbon and buttons on a hard light layer. I think I dropped it to like 76 opacity or something like that. And then I just kind of had some fun with it. Because I didn't quite like the composition. And initially I was actually going to do a large piece with all of the mermaids on it, but then I decided I didn't want to. But it was actually fairly long in the process. So yeah, there's the first pass of shading, and then the second one did another layer, just duplicated that one to keep the mask, and used a lighter pink to add on highlights and shine. And then is when the fun really began. So, right now it's cute, it's shiny, but it could be better. So now is when I tried to start adding in a background, which is when I lost a bit of the ocean vibe, if we can call it that. Also, when I realized that I wanted to have some shading, so like she kind of exists in a world. It's like for like the singing scenes, they have like bubbles around them, but I didn't feel like drawing those. So I just kind of found an interestingly textured brush and layered purples and blues to like almost look like a floor. Here I am adding in the shadow and adjusting the shadow like 4,000 times and, working off of that. The only problem with this is I really should have stuck with mostly, blue tones for the background, but I didn't because it kind of goes more galaxy, which, sparkle magic is fine, galaxy not quite what I was going for. But I really wanted to have like a stark, like pretty high lighting. So I kind of just played around with a bunch of brush settings and threw in, I think it ended up being like another 5 or 6 layers. And I just kind of took this as an excuse to go whole like extra on it, like some stars, maybe not some stars, I just kind of threw everything at the background and like airbrushed away the parts I didn't like. Here I am adding in some sparkle and such for things, and then light, which was again just to make it more fun. I really should have tried to keep the "this is a magic ocean princess" vibe, but I didn't. Then I went through and did a bunch of little bitty edits. Here I am taking an airbrush to the line art, and then after I was done I went through and added an extra blush layer and added a bit of an ombre to the shadow tones just to make it a little bit more. And yeah, that was that. Thanks y'all for watching. I hope y'all are staying safe, and yeah, see ya.